What is going on, FA Nation? Jonathan Pemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook live show. It is Friday. We have a massive 15-game DraftKings main slate.
What? We do?
15 games, man.
Oh, I was just showing up to hang out. I didn't think there was a...
We definitely don't need to talk about the slate. We can talk about some other things if you want. Yeah. Don't have to. Don't have.
Let's just break down what has happened in Cleveland, Chicago, game 1. That's what everyone wants to hear.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Listen, 15 games is a lot. Obviously, we do our best to sort of, in these situations, just make the slate smaller, right? So we can focus in on the matchups we want to target and go after. We do have rain in the forecast today. And as we experienced yesterday in 40% of the field, we got stuck in that as well with Cleveland, Chicago. That game, all during our show, all the reports were that the game was likely going to play. And then basically right after roster lock, Roth went out there and tweeted at like 7:30, like, you know what? Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not. If you didn't get that message, you didn't get those guys out of your lineup. And a lot of the field didn't, and you got caught up in that too, Grande, in your single entry there. 40% still played Logan Allen in a game that got postponed. So if you were able to avoid that rain, you probably made some money. Otherwise, you're dealing with rain again today. Then Miami, Baltimore could have some rain going through. Seattle, Detroit could have some rain going through. Pittsburgh, Minnesota could have some rain going in the second half of that game, which already, if Paul Skeens is potentially limited, that may increase the odds that he doesn't pitch a full game like he hasn't been. And then the Mets, Kansas City is probably the worst forecast so far.
Yep.
Or a delayed start seems likely based on the report, but who knows? Could very well cause a postponement there. So those are like the rain situations that we're dealing with right now. And then, of course, it's hot and humid and windy, blowing out in Sacramento. So all that.
Yeah. That is a bad park for wind and bad weather.
Yeah, 100%. Rusty saying happy Friday from Florida. Grande was a previous Florida resident there for a little bit.
Sure. Yep. Multiple years. Shout out to the Orlando area, which, I didn't actually enjoy that much, but you know what? That's where my son was born. So there'll always be ties.
And you're an Orlando Magic fan because of it. So
partially.
That's what I'm saying. Great. No, you were an early bandwagoner, right? Like
I was pre-Paolo. Okay. Yeah. The arena was packed because Stuff, their mascot, was awesome and is like one of the elite mascots, like, could be LeBron type mascot. Like the LeBron. I guess there is that like report that the Denver, what is his name? Rocky. I think Rocky is the Denver Nuggets guy. He's paid like, I don't know if you saw that. He's paid like $1 million a year or something like that.
No, it's like I know nothing of NBA mascots.
So he's like the creme de la creme. But Stuff is an OG under the radar. But yeah, I was there showing up to games, my wife and I, because she was getting tickets, and it was fun. Yeah. And now they have a fun team, an awesome team.
Yeah, really great team, playoff team. So that's basketball, though. We'll do playoffs. The NBA DFS show in October. We got a 15-game baseball slate to get to here. Ownership-wise, pitching-wise, we highlighted, Tarek Skubal's $12K on a 15-game slate with some pretty good matchups in the mid-tier. Was he going to garner top ownership? He does. Nearly 3-1 on the next guy. If you're, looking at the 2-1 on the next guy, if you're looking at the spend ups options for us here today, nearly 30% for Skubal. Skeens is coming in actually now with the just update I just did at 20%. Chase Burns, no shocker there. And just updated again. Skubal now your number one guy, over 30%.
Yes.
Burns is 30%. Joe Ryan's 21% there. So Skeens now dropping significantly down into the 15% range there. So over 30% of the field is playing Tarek Skubal and seemingly pairing him up with Chase Burns here today, Grande.
Tarek Skubal, very good at the game of baseball. Also, I read Rusty's comment as if Rusty was Liam Cohen. Duval. Have you seen that one? The Liam Cohen introduction? Yeah, that's how I read it. Yeah, Terrence kind of is right. You can play him. He's an elite option. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He's probably now top 3 in MVP in the American League. Not that he's going to win because Judge and Cal Raleigh exist, but yeah, he's as good as it gets. So if you want to plug and play Tarek Skubal and you can do it comfortably with the bats, then do it. I think it's a great play. Shout out to Keith Vape. I saw Keith Vape in the tournament in the $4 that I finished second in. I saw Keith Vape in the top 10. I've been waiting for him to show up in chat and be like, dude, we almost both simultaneously took it down, but it's the first time I've seen him in a few days. So shout out to him. The Skeens ownership is interesting, obviously, because there's nothing suggesting that there's like limitations other than the pitches that he's thrown, right? The Milwaukee start was very labored. That was the Skeens Mizorowski middle of the day start. And Mizorowski got the best of them. Both were taken out early. Then you have the St. Louis start where he comes out of it 5 scoreless, 88 pitches, didn't want to send him out again. And then you have the Seattle start, 10 strikeouts and 5 scoreless innings, 78 pitches, 10-5. I'm not saying that's not in the range of outcomes. Obviously it is, but like that was basically a perfect outcome if you're getting a pitcher at 10-5 for 5 innings, right? Like that start Skeens you would have to get that again at 10-5 for to pay off if there's any type of limitations. So that's something to consider. It's a great matchup, but I prefer Joe Ryan on the other side of this game. Another elite strikeout guy, well over a strikeout per inning this year, does not walk anybody. Another, like, not to the Tarek Skubal extent, but he just hasn't issued free passes. The only people that get on are way of the home run, but I like Joe Ryan quite a bit against, the worst offense in baseball.
Sure.
So of the top 3, I'd probably rank them Skubal, Ryan, Skeens. But, that's also me thinking that they're just going to limit Skeens going into the break because they've already kind of done it. And maybe they just want to get them to the second half, right? So yeah. That's how I'd rank the top 3 names. And we'll get to Chase Burns in a few because we'll get down.
Yeah, I mean, Burns, again, he's all the way down here. $7,500 is a whole 15 games. We talked about it. There's 30 pitchers on the slate. More, actually, because we have long relievers and opers involved in this one as well here. So Kodai Senga is returning. You have Ranger Suarez, in the 9K range as well. New All-Star Carlos Rodon. Logan Webb gets, the Don. Again, they're all up there if you want to use them. Gavin Williams, $7,900 if the weather holds. Again, like that spot. We saw Logan Allen find success, against the White Sox in the afternoon. Ryan Nelson gets the Angels. So, not to sort of just run through the 9K and 8K range, but, where do you kind of like plant your flags on these guys?
Yeah. You can get to most of them. I think mostly all playable. Rodon obviously has an elite ceiling, as is Logan Webb, and they're catching the Dodgers on a big losing streak. We had a comment on today's pre-show about the Suarez pitch count being 80. That is interesting because it was, it's something that you and I didn't talk about on the pre-show, but manager Rob Thompson actually had said post-game when asked about it that there was a pitch restriction because of the heavy workload. And that's obviously, as soon as you start hearing that, that's something to monitor, right? Like he has pitched deep into basically every game. And even though he started pitching in May, dude, he's already up to 77 innings in 12 starts because he gives you at least 6 in every outing. Lefty against San Diego didn't work too well last night. As soon as I saw the Tatis home run notey, I was like, oh, right. I said all night that he couldn't hit lefties, and then he immediately hits a home run.
And it's Erod, right? Every time we like are forcing ourselves into Erod, he kind of lets us down there.
Forcing ourselves into Erod is a correct way to phrase it, I think, at this point.
Yesterday's pitching was so bad, we really didn't have a choice. Right?
Didn't have no. And there was the correct answer was spending up.
Yeah.
Just using because one had a no hitter, one had 11 hitters into the 8th, and one had 11 strikeouts. So, but Suarez is a different pitcher than Erod. Suarez is a good pitcher. Now, if we find out there's some type of limitation, it's harder to get to at 92. And it's the same thing with Kodai Senga. Like, he threw 65 pitches or 68, 70, whatever the number was. But he's been out for a month. It was a hamstring, which is always better than like coming off, because there will be strict limitations when it's an arm. There'll never be like a time where a pitcher's just throwing like 90 pitches off rip. But 68 pitches in his final rehab from a hamstring injury feels pretty good on at least 80 pitches. So if you think that he can mow down Kansas City in 80 pitches or so, then you can get to Senga. Nothing else really in the 8 tier like stands out. Castillo, tough matchup, can't pitch on the road. Holmes is fine because there's a super high ceiling. Quinn Priester has gotten shelled in 2 of his last 3 outings. That's why they're going to the opener. Liberatore could be an option. We've talked about Atlanta struggling against lefties. They had 1 good inning last night and then couldn't hit they went to extra. So the other 8. So I think like you start getting into 7K range is when we start really getting down to business here, John.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just commenting on the Rangers Warriors thing, I mean, how many times have we now run into that where nobody knew there was a restriction until afterwards, right? Like it's it'd be nice if managers could just let us know, hey, this guy might be limited today, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So not even to suggest that it could happen tonight. It could have just been a one-off random game, like the Red Sox had done with a couple
Crochet. And then Crochet.
Bayo had like a 68 pitch start, and he's like, "Yeah, that was the plan, 70 pitches." And even the pitchers didn't know that they were being limited that day.
Which I think that's the right way to approach it, because I think pitchers would think differently on the mound, right?
Yep, agreed. Crochet's not even pitching the All-Star game because he's like, I've already thrown too many innings. Like, I don't need to extend.
Yeah, he's like, I've already thrown more innings than I've ever thrown, and I have another half of baseball to go.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, so 7K range again is where it gets interesting, right? Because you have Gavin Williams. Now we have to watch the weather in that game. Ryan Nelson, who's been unbelievable, gets obviously a matchup against the Angels where he'll have a ceiling strikeout potential given that matchup there. And then Chase Burns is your number 2 pitcher in terms of ownership today. In an elite matchup, obviously the ballpark is the potential problem there, but Colorado just struck out 10 times to a guy who had a 4.5 strikeout prop on the night. So and he did so, and I discovered this and we kind of talked about it, but we didn't really talk about it. Bayo did all the strikeouts with a sweeper and slider. Oh, Chase Burns is gonna,
fastball slider.
Like they probably don't stand a chance on that one. So
or knuckle. No, is it the knuckle curve? What do they classify it? No, this is the slider.
Yeah. He throws hard. He throws hard. Everything's a billion miles an hour. So, again, I think you could almost pick 2 of these guys if you didn't want to spend up. Obviously, everybody's going Skubal, and Burns is the clear play here. We've highlighted, 91 pitches, 4 2/3. You'd like to see maybe a bit more efficient, but it was Philly. He walked 4. He's tipping all of his pitches against Boston. He got lit up third time around the order, I think it was, against the Yankees. They kind of tagged him a little bit. Growing pains as an elite starting pitcher. It's weird to hear us rave about a guy with an 8.1 ERA and a 1.9 WHIP, but we are.
It's one start. That's one start. Yeah. All of his peripherals are great, and he's a 30% strikeout rate. It's going to get better over time. He's an elite pitcher. The Colorado Rockies strikeout rate has gotten worse as the season has gone on. The worst team ever has gotten worse. I think the one thing is very intriguing to me here, John, and it's obviously weather related, and I feel like it's trepidation to go back to the same spot that burned 40% of the field yesterday. Mm-hmm. The Gavin Williams ownership is criminal. Can we just say it?
Yeah.
I think it's criminal, because if there was no weather and Roth had put out a report and the weather and his listing was like green, beautiful skies, no cloud in sight. And that's all it said.
Mm-hmm.
What would Gavin Williams' ownership be? 4% or 5%, whatever it is?
It might be just because everybody's just going to Chase Burns.
It's true, but on a 15-game slate, usually you would see the ownership divvied up a little bit more. And I'm not saying I think Williams is a better play than Chase Burns, because I think Chase Burns is in the mecca of all spots and has obviously shown an elite strikeout ceiling. And on DraftKings, you just straight simple, you need strikeouts. But Gavin Williams is also a guy that has missed bats against a team that strikes out a lot. So I think there's
the ownership that makes no sense to me is Scherzer getting
the Scherzer disgusting. It's disgusting.
Man can't feel his thumbs, and he's out here like
literally can't feel his fingers, and is being very highly rostered.
It just updated as I was talking. He's the 4th highest pitcher now. He's over Skeens.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowed and there's some batted ball regression coming for him because he's been extremely unlucky on batted ball stuff. But against righties, he's allowed a 200 ISO and a 231 expected ISO. Against lefties, it's a 189 ISO and a 178 expected ISO. Those are bad numbers, dude. Like, those are really numbers, especially when you're a pitcher and you can't feel your hand.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle to keep the ball in a park that is a minor league facility in 100-degree weather like that.
Yeah, with wind blowing out.
And you know, calling a spade, Scherzer, it could not be long for this game if he can't gain feeling, right? Yeah. If the feeling is gone, is he going to pitch like more than an inning, 2 innings? Is he getting taken out in the middle of the third? There's about 20 pitchers on this slate I'd use before Max Scherzer, just given like some of these pitchers at least would try to pitch deep into the games or not dealing with an injury that we know of.
83,
like,
71, 72 pitches in the 3 games since he returned.
Yeah, there's just no chance. You're people are actively using a guy on a 15-game slate in a minor league ballpark in 100-degree weather that does not have feeling in his pitching hand. What am I missing?
I don't know. I hear you on that as well. Yeah, it just seems so strange.
That makes no sense.
Again, Editor Cabrera, someone we like, obviously a tougher matchup. 4%, 5% there. San Francisco's been very bad. I mean, I know we talked Dustin May and sort of his inconsistencies, but he is coming off one of his best starts of the season. It is the White Sox.
He is.
But he faced the Giants a few starts prior. Quality start, 3 strikeouts. I mean, again, it wasn't anything crazy there, but they've seemingly gotten worse. So I mean, there's Dustin May, and like I'd pitch most of those guys, outside more than Scherzer. If
you know what May and Cabrera have in common, John?
I don't.
They have feeling in their
hands. Yeah, that's right.
They have feeling in their hands that they use to pitch baseballs. Yeah, I'd use both those guys. Obviously, we didn't really talk Joe Boyle. I know it's a brutal spot with how good Boston's offense been. They get
no Roman Anthony tonight.
They get Bregman back. No Roman Anthony. Is that an addition or is that a subtraction? Bregman's first game back off an extended absence. Maybe not the worst thing, but we know Rasmussen is not pitching deep into this game, right? 2 innings, 3 innings, the last 2 outings.
Yeah, they actually said it. They're keeping him to 2 innings, and they said they aren't sure how many more starts he'll be used as an opener.
Okay, so then he's going to just fully transition?
Then they're unsure what Boyle's role will be.
Okay. So you're saying that they're going to transition him back to the bullpen, Rasmussen, or are they going to transition him back to full-fledged starter?
The only thing that I read today on it was that they're going to have him be an opener for a few more starts.
Okay.
with Boyle as his long man, and then they will decide what to do.
Okay. Obviously, while we're in the midst of that, Joe Boyle is a good option if he can control the baseball, because that has been the issue at every level. He has been unable to
Except
throw
this year.
strikes,
He's
except
actually
this
been
year.
really good at the minor league level.
Okay, if he can continue that, then it's because he's super high ceiling strikeout guy.
Yeah.
And obviously, pitching away from George Steinbrenner Field is ideal for him. So
yes,
I think that there's some merit to going to, because he also has an elite opportunity if they're winning this game to qualify
get
for
the
a
win.
win.
Yes.
Yeah, more than most.
We talked about this in our comment section a couple starts ago. When there's an opener and there's like a string of relievers and the team wins, it's up to the official score to decide basically who is deserving of the win. So Tampa Bay could go up 1-0 in the first inning. Rasmussen pitches 2, Boyle pitches 5. Boyle can still get that win.
Yes.
It's all on the official scorer who made the most impact while on the mound here. It's not necessarily who was on the mound when they took the lead. So, and the Angels optioning our guy Jack Kanowitz.
You know what the most interesting thing about that? Kanowitz got absolutely shelled. They have not used another starter other than the 5 starters they've used this year. So they're the only team in baseball that have used 5.
They got to stretch Detmers back out. He's been unbelievable.
He has.
Just give him another chance.
Dude, we've seen it. We've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
Bubic is the main case, right? Like starter failed, bullpen great, starter great. Like it's possible.
Did we have any interest in any of you guys under 7K? I know on the morning show we really didn't. Has anything changed for you? Bridgeline said Max or Herman. Are you asking us to pick one? So I certainly don't want Herman Marquez in Cincinnati.
I would use that would be a scenario. He's one of the 10 pitchers I use Scherzer, or he's one of the 10. Scherzer is ahead of Herman. Words are hard, but I would not use Herman Marquez.
I'd consider Hunter Dobbins at $6,300 if you're making me pick. I said consider.
This one's a tough one because the power that he allows and potentially allows could be an issue. There's some bad expected isolated numbers for him against both splits. And he's coming off
he's coming back from the IL. So.
Coming back from the IL, and it's not just like any IL, it's an elbow. I typically stay away from anything elbow first start back. It's not my thing. I don't enjoy that. He only threw 62 pitches in his rehab. He's not going to throw. He wasn't even throwing a lot at the major league level. I wouldn't go there. I don't think there's a guy I would play. Maybe McCullers, and that's not even that comfortable because Texas has been so much better. McCullers obviously coming off the good start against the Dodgers after the terrible start against the Cubs. So I don't think there's a single name under Edward Cabrera I truly consider.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Bridgeline Scooble's good. I'm from Detroit though, so I'm biased. No, you don't have to be from Detroit to know.
You don't have to be biased. It's not biased. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm biased, but I think Aaron Judge is pretty good.
Yeah, best.
No, that's not how that works. Aaron Judge is just good.
Just good.
Yeah.
Catcher position.
Yeah.
Ownership wise, Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah.
Augustin Ramirez are your top 2 guys up over 10% tonight.
Dogs, both of them.
We highlighted basically again, Severino has openly spoken about how much he hates pitching in Sacramento. He also hasn't made it out of the 5th inning in 4 starts. So Toronto, even though it's a righty, not a lefty, should be a popular option we see today.
The righties are what's killing them at home. Yeah. There's they have nearly 1,000 OPS against them at home. So, I had no objection. He's one of my favorite plays. All the Toronto guys, righties, lefties, doesn't matter. All of them. Justin, we kind of mentioned Holmes just for the upside. He has a ceiling. We're not going to mention all 30 pitchers. He has a ceiling, and I like some of the shows he's in. Some of the movies he's been in, like Tropic Thunder, good movie, you know.
Yeah, damn it, Brad.
Shut up.
Langoliers, if you're playing Kirk, you might as well just play Langoliers too if you wanted to.
Yep.
Ben Rice in the lineup, clean up. I know we had comments on the Flexen not being stretched out, but he threw 60 pitches, so there's at least that level of stretch out. Maybe
by our boy Anthony, from our boy Anthony in here.
Yeah, maybe he gets 70 pitches tonight. You know, we're not expecting him to go 2. So a couple times through the order for Ben Rice there, potentially hitting cleanup to hit that guy all around the order. So
they think they've now settled into the Dominguez against righty leadoff spot, and now we're trying to figure out the rest of the order here.
Narvaez hitting cleanup again. I mean, I don't know. The Red Sox weren't really doing much until they hit the bullpen last night for Tampa Bay. Rasmussen's been really good. Joe Boyle's been really good. As a Red Sox fan, I want to be encouraged by their recent stretch. I still don't know if they're able to sustain, and I don't like that they don't have Roman Anthony in their lineup today, but they do get Alex Bregman back. They have Yoshida in the lineup. Are you buying Boston offense against Tampa Bay today?
Yoshida hitting third too. No time wasted whatsoever, right?
Nope. Bregman hitting second, Yoshida hitting third here. So, and Cora said that they do not want Roman Anthony to be the DH. He said a 21-year-old needs to be playing in the outfield. So, okay,
So he is warming you up to the Ceddanne Rafaela move to the infield. He's letting it's coming.
You saw that today too, I assume. They had Rafaela fielding second base today.
Oh, it's such a nightmare. Boston is back. I love that they're doing
literally the best defensive center fielder in baseball.
Shortstop.
And shortstop, and they're gonna have him play second.
I think Story is like second in errors, right? Isn't he?
The whole team's terrible in errors. They said that Bregman's only going to play 2 out of 3 games for the next 3 series. So on those days, Meyer will play third. Rafaela, I guess, will play second.
Your guys, the supercomputers are hilarious there in Boston. You guys have the most. This is the most fun. It's going to be a storybook.
Terrible.
Both Atlanta catchers in the lineup. Sean Murphy hitting 4th, and Baldwin hitting 6th. I'd play both of them. I know Atlanta's been kind of struggling. Murphy's been good against lefties, like really, really good against lefties.
Mentioned Gus Ramirez, 36, hitting cleanup versus Kremer. Salvi Perez double dong the other day. Like the power surge is coming for him. The guy hit 50 a couple years ago. So
49 is the most of a catcher all time.
So certainly in play until about 2 more weeks.
Dude, we've been talking a lot of crap about Max Scherzer for him to just show up and chat. That's awkward.
It would be hilarious if true.
That is awkward.
Wind blowing out, no rain in Cincinnati. Yeah, listen. Wind in Cincinnati is obviously not great. Our hope here is just that Burns misses bats. So, Caratini versus Leiter. We did talk. It was righties versus Leiter. I think though last night was the.
It was. They were both pretty bad, but
yeah. Any other values here for you?
You could play Luis Torrens, Patrick Bailey, punts, that stuff.
Yeah, Bailey, I think, was our punt on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. On over at first base. Again, it's 15 a game, so there's quite a few players here. Vladdy, though, is your highest rostered, but it's very spread out. It is Vladdy at 11%. It's Will Wagner as a punt play at 9%. Then our boy Andrew Vaughn at 6%. So you're spending up for Vlad Guerrero, or you're just punting first base. We chose to punt first base on the preview show at Andrew Vaughn. Your daily research today, has that put you on anything else?
Yeah, we're idiots for not stacking. Ugh. I love Vladdy. Yeah, I love him. Love the righties today. Severino's been absolutely killed against right-handed hitters in his home ballpark. I mean, he's been terrible. His ERA is 4 runs higher at home. He hates it there. He can't wait to be traded. His happiness is dependent on it. So Vladdy is the guy for me for sure. Love Alonso. in a spend up if that game plays. Obviously, that's the concern. We don't know if it will play. Nick Kurtz basically homers every day at this point. They went with
we keep mentioning him.
It's worth it.
When they're in that ballpark, you just play him for sure.
Yeah.
It just
and the ceiling is just so high because he's double dong potential every game in that ballpark. Yandy, I think, looks pretty good. I'm definitely good going back to Aranda as well. I think Torkelson is very live for a home run. You mentioned Rice at catcher. He looks good. Goldschmidt's been better. The Cubs bullpen has also been better after Flexen. But if we think what happens is they score early, we're not going to see Daniel Palencia and friends in this game, right? We're not going to see the possibly reinvented Ryan Presley in this game. Like
Presley's been looking good lately, but
they've been better. So I'm okay with Goldschmidt, who's been really good.
Spencer Steer is your next ownership guy once you get past those.
He's been good, dude.
And you get a home matchup for Cincinnati against Marquez. Value plays, anything?
Christian Walker hitting fourth tonight, I think, is incredibly interesting. $3,200. Had been really good prior to him and his significant other's baby being born. So salute to them. Dad power tonight for Christian Walker at 3,200. And then I don't see, if you're playing multiple lineups, why you wouldn't want to get to Andrew Vaughn. I think Andrew Vaughn looks incredible. He's incredibly cheap. He's facing a lefty. He looks like he cares about baseball again because he plays for a team that could win the division versus a team that might be the worst team in the history of baseball. And I don't think we've gotten the Milwaukee lineup yet, but he hit in a really good spot the other day. He hit right in the middle of it. So I'd assume that's going to be the case once again with Mitchell Parker opposing him.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm on board there. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Second base position we go. Matt McLean and Xavier Edwards are your two ownership plays today. We obviously talked about McLean on the preview show. Cincinnati against Marquez. He's hitting second, so the lineup position sort of driving some of that value for him. Not a position where many are looking to really spend up for. Marte is getting a little bit of ownership. No one's playing Jazz. What's your take at second tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you play either of those players, you potentially are very happy by night's end, right?
Yeah.
Ketel Marte has been one of the best righties in the league against left-handed pitching over the course of half a decade, right? Last 3, 4, 5 years, he's just been absolute domination against lefties. This year hasn't been as good as a 243 ISO and a 358 WOBA. And a 279 expected ISO and a 417 expected WOBA. So, yeah. Oh, man, what a disappointing season against lefties Ketel Marte is having. Jazz is, for all the crap that people give Jazz, dude's been amazing.
If he's going to hit 250, he's a steal, right? That's because the problem was the bottom batting average we saw at times between him, but he's just going to be a 250 hitter. You'll take that all day, every day.
And I think we have seen since he's come back from the IL, there might be room for higher. There might be a higher ceiling than 250 as well. But even if there's not, this is a guy who has not stolen a base since June 10th. We have now gone a month without him stealing. We're only getting the power upside. And he has 10 stolen bases. He had 30 steals last year. This is a guy who is a dual threat, that can be a dual threat, that will be a dual threat, and hasn't even had to use it. So love Jazz, love Marte as low-owned plays. You can always play an Altuve or a Glaber. Altuve's, you look up, you're like, oh, he has what? 16 and 51?
Yeah. Did they ever add Bryce Matthews to the slate?
No.
Is he in the lineup? I don't even know.
Glaber, I think so.
All right. Weird, but okay.
Yeah, he's hitting 8th.
Okay.
Playing 2nd. Altuve and Glaber. I know Glaber has been great against lefties. There's representing the All-Star game as second base this year. Sure. That means maybe that's a product of the position itself. McLean looks good, just given Marquez, even though the lefties look better against Marquez. Semien continues to rake, had another 4 hits last night. Back-to-back big games for him. Brendan Donovan is awesome. You can always play him. And then you mentioned the Xavier Edwards stuff. I mean, dude, he's just hitting. And there's speed. And
the lefties are the ones that give Kremer the problem.
The lefties are exactly who give Kremer all of his issues. So, yeah, I have no issues with any of those guys.
Cole Keith leading off at 37.
Yeah,
play
he's
all
been
the
awesome.
Mets. You want to, as we talked
about? If the weather holds up.
Yeah, Roth actually just did an update. He said he's increasingly optimistic that they just start late and play through. So
okay, good.
We'll see there. And then Myers 31 if you wanted to get there.
Yeah, and Angel Martinez at 3K homered again. Third
straight game. Homered again, dude.
Third straight game, he's homered.
Probably get a homer off Cannon because that guy sucks.
It would not be surprising. Jonathan Cannon is very bad. You know what? Cleveland winning games again. Suddenly, they've won a bunch of games in a row because they're just getting enough from Angel Martinez.
Basically. Your third base position, Addison Barger, has the dual position eligibility, but he is the highest rostered play today, again, getting exposure to that game in Sacramento. Then Jordan Westburg. Baltimore starting to pop a little bit in ownership on an update. Even now, Jackson Holliday is your second highest second baseman. Are you buying in Baltimore bats today?
I mean, that's it. It's a good ballpark. Obviously, it's a great ballpark. Some of the peripheral stuff looks okay for lefties. Doesn't look great for righties. Doesn't look great for either. I don't really love Baltimore. The pricing, I think, is like pretty nice. I mean, Holiday 39, Westbrook 39, Gunnar 45, Ahern 4K, Laureano 4K, Kowser 4. There's no one expensive in the lineup, but it's not my favorite stack on a 15-game slate. I'd rather go other places. Jose Ramirez spending up looks great. Eugenio Suarez looks great as his days in Arizona dwindle. Would you be shocked to see Junior Caminero hit another home run off a righty? No, because we told you yesterday that all he does is hit righties. Bregman in the lineup. I don't love it after not playing since May, but you can obviously play him, how good he's been.
Sure.
Austin Riley is who he is. Isaac Paredes.
The Paredes one still is confusing, right? Because no one is playing Isaac Paredes today. He is 2% rostered.
Yeah, I think Texas or Houston rather looks pretty good. Righties have a 170 ISO against lighter, 221 expected ISO, 354 WOBA, 378 expected WOBA, lighter strikeout rates under 20%. And then you look at Paredes, 219 ISO, 368 WOBA. 16 of his 19 bombs have come against righties. So love the Paredes call. He should probably be $500+ more given the home run upside. I mean, he might have 20 home runs before the break. It's not a lot of people in the game that could say that. So
sure.
Yeah.
Any other plays for you at there?
No, I didn't mean to intentionally skip on Barger. I know you had mentioned him at the start.
Yeah, he's amazing. The highest rostered play of the slate at this position. So
if Muncie's in the lineup, I don't hate it. You could play the Mets guys. Probably not Vientos. Like I prefer the other Mets guys. I don't think Vientos would make the cut for me, but that's probably it.
Shortstop, Miguel. Shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. Again, dude, Baltimore just got a big bump. Gunnar Henderson's now your highest rostered shortstop. $4,500 for him. We know we like the price. Seager's 46. Like, I like that. Ellie is your highest spend up play. He's at 10%. What's your take, I guess, on this top grouping and more Baltimore getting ownership today?
Yeah, I mean the Baltimore one is the ballpark is good. It's hot, right? It's a hot day in Baltimore. That's automatically like really good hitting environment. Gunner's been really good. I think Edward Cabrera deserves a little more respect than this, but it's a good priced team. They correlate well with any team you want to stack because they're so cheap. Love Ellie. He would be the top spend for me as well. You can get to Abrams. Like if he did anything against DL Hall, he could definitely do something against Priester, who struggled a little bit. Okay with Lindor. Okay with Neto. Bichette looks great. Seager just is so back. He's just so back, all the way back. Couldn't be more back.
4 straight 2-hit games.
Yeah, just couldn't be more back. And like before that, it was like, well, I guess included in that, like the home runs are back too.
Yeah.
Geraldo hitting second tonight looks pretty good against Tyler Anderson. Yeah, there's a lot to like 4K and up.
Shortstop's kind of a loaded position. As I mentioned, Gunner is your high ownership play. Otto Lopez at $3,300. Your guy's actually getting a little bit of love, as is Ernie Clement, again, taking advantage of that ballpark there. But nothing else. Nothing really pops for ownership after that. Is there a value play that you like, not named Otto Lopez?
Probably not. It's probably just Otto. And shout out to the 2023 All-Star.
Hey, outfield. Addison Barger, dual position eligibility, has it. Sanchez and Stowers, high ownership plays today. We did mention we do like Miami.
That game's ownership is so weird.
It is, weird, dude. Nathan Lucas is getting some ownership. Springer's your highest 5K spend up. Then Aaron Judge does check in at 10%. That everybody else is under. So you're getting less than 10% on like Acuna, Tucker, Soto, Wood, that whole crew. So you can obviously play anybody 5K and up. We're not going to really sit here and fight you too much on it.
Yeah, can't fault the field for getting to Aaron Judge against Chris Flexen and company, right?
Yeah.
We thought we'd get away with it for another day at sub 5%. Not happening.
Nope.
Acuna looks pretty good. Obviously, hits 2 home runs after a back injury and then 0 for the next day. Another lefty on the mound. The Braves have not looked good outside of a few guys. Profar, Murphy,
Albie's
Riley,
finally homered.
And Albie's homered. There's just so few good-looking lefty hitters on that team. But Acuna is obviously all other world. Can play Soto. James Wood is a behemoth of a human. Seiya would probably be the preferred Cub with the lefty on the mound. He hits lefties extremely well. Love Riley Green. Springer looks great. Springer has massive numbers against right-handed pitching as well. So Springer, Schwarber gets Bergert coming off the IL. Rooker has monster numbers against righties and has been a big-time extra base hit guy lately and all year. There's a reason why he's in the home run derby too. So, and the All-Star game for that matter for Brent Rooker. So Bellinger, Williers 5K. There's a lot to like.
Yeah, the Boston outfield's all here. Obviously the value play is not there. And Roman Anthony, we do have Rafaela. Liking the Cincinnati guys in this range with Austin Hayes. Simpson's got a lot of speed. J-Rod bounced out of the All-Star game, so they just put Randy Arozarena in his place. Not that we'd pitch them against play them against Scooble, but just kind of commenting there.
When did I missed the Arozarena one. I saw
just like a couple hours ago.
I saw them replacing I saw the Rodon one. Drew Rasmussen made the team. There's been a couple. I saw Michael Garcia make the team. Anthony, I'm the wrong guy to type any type of revenge narrative. I could care less about revenge. It's baseball. It's baseball too. Like it's impossible to have. I want to go hit the Cubs much more. Like, dude, if this guy has a good sweeper, it doesn't matter. You ain't hitting it.
Yeah, it's not like the NBA.
Yeah, you can go score 50 on somebody that you hate. You can't do that in baseball.
Yeah. All right, 4K and under range.
Austin Hayes, 47. Oh, 4K and under.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I said Hayes in the middle tier already. That's good.
We didn't talk to Dominguez. I love him. Stowers, we talked about. Newt Bar, Cam Smith.
Stowers is like one of the highest. Him and Sanchez, two of the highest of the slate, probably because they're pricing.
Yep.
Cam Smith, 4K.
Cam Smith, 4K. Lourdes, 4K. Both look great. Adolis had another big game last night. He does all of his damage off righties. That's been like death taxes Adolis against righties.
Yep. So Lucas is getting ownership.
Lucas is gonna lead off. We've talked about that a bunch. He leads off with the new lineup. Profar looks great. Profar is raking against left-handed pitching this year.
Yep.
A bunch of the home runs have already come. I think maybe all of the home runs have come against lefties so far.
We did last year too.
Yeah. Lefties has been he has definitely been a better right-handed bat. Sanchez, as you mentioned, is super popular. Is Luis Robert figuring it out? I don't know. Has a couple hits.
I won't bet on it against Gavin Williams, but he's a talented player.
I won't bet on it.
Did you see Tampa Bay released Eloy Jimenez today?
Yeah, I mean, just talk about someone who just stopped caring about playing baseball.
Yeah.
The White Sox took all the fun away from him. They stole his joy.
He was in AAA for Tampa Bay, and they just let him go. Yoshida's 33.
Hitting third is second game. They're just screw it.
What was the Bregman price? Was he expensive?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 49. Okay. All right, back down here.
Hags 3K.
Hags 3K, yeah. Loperfito's 3K.
Loperfito's 3K.
If he's in the lineup.
Yeah, I don't think did we get the Blue Jays? No, we just got the
Grichuk's 3K hitting 6.
Anthony, these are professional athletes, dude. They have motivation day in, day out to keep their jobs, you know? You think Cody Bellinger is going to the yard and be like, I don't feel like playing baseball today?
I think O'Neal Cruz does that.
Yeah, but that's
I think there are definitely athletes that show up and are not motivated. Okay. I don't think that they have extra motivation to do well.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like Cody Bellinger's going to the yard in a playoff race. O'Neal Cruz has done nothing but lose. It's the same thing we could talk about. Like,
I agree. I'm just saying, like, there are certainly athletes who don't have motivation.
Yes, I should not have specified like.
But Bellinger leaving the Cubs is not like a.
He signed a. Yeah, he got like a.
Not a motive. They gave him a chance to revitalize his career. It's not a. They didn't like screw his contract, and so. All right, let's get a lineup going here. Are we doing the Scooble play? What are we doing?
That's up to you. I mean, Andrew Vaughn hitting 5th, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I do think Vaughn is our first baseman here. I know you liked, but we need the value. So
I know I like too. Vladdy,
yeah. He's $2,300 against Mitchell Parker. I mean, like you gotta. I feel like you got to do that.
If you wanted to do any correlation, you could play Isaac Collins hitting 6th right behind him. Who's
Burns has overtaken Scooble in ownership now. So
yeah, I would say we're definitely playing Chase Burns.
I agree. I do like Isaac Collins is a good play at $3,300. I actually took the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs on Isaac Collins.
He has a 239 ISO against left-handed pitching this year.
Certainly does. All right, so we do Burns, Vaughn, Collins. What's our?
I mean, the Scooble play is the spend up.
Yeah,
I
mean, otherwise we just do like Gavin Williams, Gavin Williams. That would give you $4,800 to play. You could play whoever you wanted basically for your offense.
Yeah, I am good with either approach.
Scooble still gives you 41. I think we can make this work.
Barger at 3rd.
I was going to say, did you want to do Paredes at 3rd and Barger in the outfield or Barger?
Well, I was going to say, Nathan Luke is in the outfield. I don't know if we wanted to.
Okay. No, dude, I want to get exposure to this game, so I'm good with that.
Kirk behind the dish.
Do you want the stack? Yeah, okay, Kirk works. I was gonna say you could go the other way with Langoliers there, but he's more expensive. So, all right, so we did this. It gives us 4,200 for second, outfield, and shortstop.
Let's leave it there.
All right, we'll put the full lineup in the Discord. You know where to find it, guys. Playbook is out. 15 games. Make sure you watch the weather all the way up until game time lock for everybody in your lineup, so you don't get stuck. We do appreciate you all tuning in, and we'll see you back on Monday. Good luck.